WMOA Radio is proud to salute the 2020 Marietta College Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. Every day this week, we will spotlight one of this year's 5 inductees, and today, Johnny Wharff introduces us to Alan Varrasso, class of '96.
Another Marietta College Hall of Fame Spotlight interview, and we're pleased to be joined by Alan Varrasso, class of 1996 and 2020 inductee into the Marietta College Hall of Fame. First, congratulations. I always like to ask Alan, when you got that call, if there was a little expectation that you might, or how that came down.
No, no expectation. The call kind of came out of nowhere. When I received it, I was like, I wonder why I am getting this call from Marietta. But when I heard the news, I was completely caught off guard, but just so honored. Out of all the great players, that I played with, and before me and after me, that I was selected. So it was a great feeling.
For our listeners, that great those great football years that Varrasso was here, a 3-time All-OAC performer, averaged nearly 90 tackles per season, and had 10 career interceptions, including a team-leading 5 in 1994, I think it was, and talk a little bit about those years. And certainly we remember the Dante Browns and the names that jump into our heads of former Hall of Famers. But man, what special! Just kind of rose to the top when we think about those days.
Yeah, it was funny because we were 2-8 my freshman year, and then we went to be third in the nation my senior year. The journey and the process of working with my teammates. I felt just as good out of practice when we were in 2-8 as I did when we were practicing when we were third in the nation. Nothing changed about who we were and how we worked. And I think at the time, Coach Eppley just instilled this blue-collar type work ethic that it necessarily wasn't about like wins and losses, but it was just about being a great teammate, working hard every day to get better, and then just bring your full self to everything you did. He demanded that level of intensity, and the team and the culture of the team was one that you were more excited about your teammates' success than you were about your own, and it became really special when we got more and more pieces, and the talent started growing with the Dante Browns, the Kurt Weichers, the Aaron Contes, the Mike Guys. It was just, you had this special group of hard workers that, had talent, and, we had a great coach at the time, too.
Oh, man, that's great. I love the name dropping, and I want to ask you more about Coach Eppley, and I'll do that after we take a little bit of break, but I'm going to drop some names here. Dominic, Danielle, Dante, and Delaney. That sounds like you're working on your own team there.
Yeah, the first 2 names were kind of set just between me and my wife, Dominic and Danielle. My oldest is a boy, my second is a girl. And then, we always really loved Dante, that name. So when the third one was a boy, it was a natural fit. And then there was no way we were going to have the youngest not be a D name. So Delaney was kind of destined to have a D, and we fell in love with the name Delaney, and it's a perfect fit for her.
That's good stuff. Hall of Fame inductee 2020. His name is Alan Varrasso from the class of 1996, football player at Marietta College, and a very good one. We'll take a break and be back with some more thoughts after this timeout.
Marietta College is proud to induct the 37th class into its Athletic Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame induction ceremonies will be Saturday, February 8th, as part of the annual Winter Weekend festivities. The class of 2020 inductees include All-American baseball player Doug Huffman from the class of '92, All-OAC football player Alan Varrasso, class of '96, All-Region softball player Jen Tinkler, class of 1997, two-sport All-OAC tennis and basketball player Amanda Carher, class of 2009, and All-American baseball player Mike Eisenberg, class of 2009. For more information on the ceremony, contact Wendy Tiemann at the Athletic Department. WMOA congratulates this year's inductees.
Johnny Wharff along with Alan Varrasso, class of 1996 and 2020 inductee into the Marietta College Hall of Fame. And I want to ask you about Coach Eppley a little bit because, you know, you had that very stern exterior, But for one guy, and I do a lot of interviews on a day-to-day basis, Alan, and a week-to-week basis when it comes to coaches. But much like you and I had off-air prior to this conversation, I probably laughed more off-air before he turned on the coach with Epley than anybody else. I would assume you got to see a little bit of that.
Man, it was, the greatest part about him as a player was the fact that if you weren't your whole self, if you didn't bring your personality to bear, you could never get to the level of intensity that he expected of you. Like, you had to be your full self. So then I had this great, as you get older and as you get more experience with him, it kind of opens up the door to a relationship, and a relationship almost as a peer. And then you start hearing the stories he has to tell, the history he brings, and it becomes a really special thing. He doesn't open up to a lot of people. He doesn't open up that side to him. But when he did, man, you felt really special to be part of it. And his storytelling was by far some of the greatest storytelling I've ever been part of. And then, I had the luck of being a student assistant on the coaching staff, and the relationship even grew more with him. And I talked to him a lot after I graduated. We would stay close. And there was nothing more I valued than just catching up with him and hearing the stories of, the past, his experiences and the experiences we had together.
Well, that laugh of his. I know one time I said, "What do you tell the guys going into the Mount Union game?" And he'd say, "Well, I tell them they, put their shoes on one foot at a time, just like you. It just so happens theirs are size 17 and yours are size 10." And he laughed and he said, "No, let's start this over again. Sorry about that." But that was one of my great memories. Talk about, and you kind of alluded to this already, that one season really didn't rise to the top above another, but to be mentioned of that 1995 team, and people talk about it being the greatest Marietta College football team ever. That's got to hold a special place in the pride chamber.
Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. That 41-37 loss to Mount Union down at Don Drum Stadium. It was probably, I don't remember a lot of wins and losses, specifics about teams, but you'll never forget that one. And the game was one thing, but the process to get there, to get to that pinnacle, it just kind of came together. And and now when you look back on it, so many things had to go right. So many people had to be in the right places. So much work had to get put into it to get us to that point. So, that's what makes it so special. The teammates you had, the relationships you had, and the grind that it took to get there. And then, you have the relationships of doing it together with Coach Epp, with the best friends that I still hold today. And that just makes it even a greater experience. The season was great. Being third in the country was awesome. But the process to get there and the people you did it with, it was just an amazing experience.
Alan Varrasso, Marietta College football player, class of 1996, and the 2020 Hall of Fame inductee. We thank you for your time, sir. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you on February the 8th.
All right, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Be sure to join us at this time every morning this week as we introduce you to another 2020 inductee into the Marietta College Athletic Hall of Fame. And for more information on Marietta College's winter weekend festivities, visit pioneers.marietta.edu.